Hi everyone, thank you for joining. We are just waiting for 2 minutes more for others to join.
Hi, Mr. Anu, and hi, Ayushi.
Hi Ankurji, were you saying something? Sorry, I missed it.
No, just I'm just saying the wish to you that
Thank you,
hi,
thank
Ayushi, and Miss Anu.
you, thank you, thank you. I would recommend everyone to switch on their cameras so that we all are comfortable with each other. I'm Ayushi and I'm the host for today. Hi Anuja, hi Sayog, and we have Nivedita with us. Anu ma'am, I'll really be happy if you can switch on your camera too. We are really honored to have you here. Okay.
We are waiting for ANU ma'am. That's the team ID.
All right, okay. So, Swapnil, please send a request to her. That will be great. And we have many other people
Yes,
joined.
ma'am.
Hi, Amit. I'll request everyone to switch on their cameras so that we can connect, we can talk. Okay, we have Amit with us. There are some more people.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, very good evening to you. Swapnil, it will be great if you can notify me if she has joined.
Not yet. We're waiting for me.
Okay, no problem. So, you all might have gone through her Wikipedia, her website. ANU PESHAWARIA is an Indian American US immigrant lawyer. She's a sister of Dr. Kiran Bedi, and we have she is into multiple fields. She is an author, social activist, philanthropist, and a profound badminton Wellington player. I would correct myself here. And she lives in United States, very eager and very curious to help Indian students immigrant for immigration purpose. So there are many fraudulent cases going on, and when anyone is trapped in US or in India, they are not able to get a clear picture who to approach, US government or Indian government or the consultancy to help them out. So that's the reason we have organized this event specifically to get a guidance from her. If you all have any questions, you can drop in the chat box. I'll try my best to get that answered. If in case, due to the shortage of time, I'm not able to answer or she's not able to answer, then we will provide you the answer offline too. So, okay, we have some more people joined. Thank you for coming here. She has practiced, let me continue about her description. She has practiced before in Supreme Court of United States, Washington, and of course in India. She was first legal advisor appointed by the government of India to the US Embassy in Washington, DC. So I'll request Swapnil. So Swapnil is one of the leading person in our marketing team who is handling the marketing of ANU PESHAWARIA ji. Swapnil, can you please let me know if she has joined?
Not yet. We are waiting.
Okay.
I guess 1 or 2 minutes.
All right. Okay, that's not a problem. Hi Vinay, I can see you. Anyone else, if they can switch on their camera so that we can interact. Any question, you can put that forward, any of you. We can discuss that too. Hi Sarthak.
Hello.
Hi, Anuja. Right. So, any of you have any question related to immigration? And I'd rather say why you all have joined this webinar. What was the curiosity behind? You can just ask here.
So, yeah, Ayushi, may I?
Sure, sure.
Yeah. The purpose is that most of the students, as the topic is there, you have just to just have the interaction with us. So most of us, as a student, are facing the problem where to go, where to search the authentic institution to this for going to the study. Okay, so this is the major problem for the youth because they want to go there, but they don't know how to the proceed and what are the procedures there. So we are here to just discuss this thing, and then we'll come to know after this session maybe. So that is the purpose.
Okay, very well said, sir. So,
Yeah.
I would like to introduce you all to Dr. Ankur Kumar Rastogi. He is the professor in Avantika University, MIT, based in Uttarakhand. So, thank you, sir, for joining. And we have many.
Let me correct. That is in Madhya Pradesh, Ujjain.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
Right.
Madhya
Right. No
Pradesh.
issues. No issues.
Yeah, okay, Madhya Pradesh, Ujjain. So, thank you for correcting me. And we have many other elite personalities here. Okay, and another great personality has joined with us, Anuji. We are honored to have you here. Glad to see you. Thank you for joining. You are on mute. I'll request you to switch on your mic, please.
Is it on now?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay.
Okay. So thank you, ma'am. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining here. Again, it's a little inaudible. Are you speaking something, Anuji?
I'm not speaking it.
All
no.
right. Okay. So let me start with some questions which I have accumulated from and have been asked by various students. So since we are talking about the issues in immigration and realizing the originality of any particular college in USA, what is the most common obstacles faced by US immigrants? USA immigrated students, Indian students.
Since this, I think most of the people are from India who have not yet immigrated to the United States. They will be more interested in some basic questions in the beginning. So your people who have already immigrated to the United States, right?
All right. Okay. So let me start from very basic question. Yeah.
So basic questions will be who have not yet immigrated. So not yet immigrated means they want to go through the student visa to America.
Right.
Now, first thing that you understand is that because you're not a resident of America, you will be charged the international student fees, which is pretty high. Compared to what we get as a resident fee in America, it's pretty high international. So you will be coming for whatever program that is relevant to your career-wise, whatever you've done in the past. If you're an engineer, then you might do a master's degree. If you are a PhD, you might do a postdoctorate. Or if you want to do a bachelor's degree in engineering or any other field. So whatever field you choose and you get admitted to, you will be paying a much larger fee. And that is the biggest difficulties that people face is getting that procedure underway. So you'll do all that is from India that is relevant to get into a student visa. And then the biggest difficulty that you faced is the visa authorities, which are in the embassy in India. So you have your consulates, which are going to look at you as if you're never going to come back. You're going to use student visa as a method of settling down in America. So I can explain to you why they feel like that, and the reason being that whoever goes to America, whether it's on a visitor visa or a business visa, 80% of those people don't go back to India. So they change it to some other status in America. They don't go. But students are considered differently. Even though they will ask you questions about coming back to India and you have to show a residential proof of India, how much are your ties to India? And they will look at those ties from the fact that you have a good job in India already, or you have a house which you have, paid up and you don't have to go back and in India. And you have all the facilities in India which they feel are very good for you and you are belonging to an affluent family. So they will look at your bank statements, etc. So those are the things which would consider you. Or you have a fiancé in India, you're married in India, or you have your parents, old parents to look after. Those will be your things which will tie you to India, and that will help you get the visa. But in student visa, a dual intention is allowed. How a dual intention is allowed is that you are also considered an asset for the American government after you've completed your education in America. Because after you've done your education in America, then you are an educated person and they really want you there. But the immigration system is such that it is very complicated in order to get a green card eventually in America. So they make you go through hoops to get into the system of the green card. So how the student visa transitions from getting a visa to getting a green card eventually is also what a lot of people in India would be interested in learning. So that's another question which I could answer for you. How it happens that when a student comes, he gets into a program, then he completes his education. Now, while there is education going on also, the difficulties that they can face are very many. Student visa, a lot of agents in India promise you that you will be able to go to America. It doesn't matter, you don't have money, you can work on a gas station, you can get a part-time job. You really can't get anything anymore. The laws have changed dramatically after Trump administration came over. They have formed some new rules. And the new rules are that if you're not on service record in the colleges lose their right to sponsor students. So the colleges now have to make sure that you are attending classes. So while you're attending full-time classes, it's really not possible for you to work anywhere. Secondly, if you work somewhere unauthorizedly, that will be on your record forever. So if ever you're going to get a green card, you will not get sponsored for a green card because they will find out that you worked out unauthorizedly. But after your education is over, you get something called an OPT, which is optional practical training for a year. And during that year is when basically you're a marketable person in America. You are in America, you can appear for job interviews, you can work for anybody on an OPT. When you work on an OPT with somebody, normally they sponsor you beyond the OPT. And they give you a work visa, which is either an H-1B or any other visa, like an O-1 outstanding ability, etc. So they will find you, the companies will sponsor you, and once you're on that other path, you switch from to optional to H-1B. And then from there onwards, H-1B has its own route. H-1B is a lottery system. You're not guaranteed. It's only 60,000. And then if you don't meet that, many of them don't meet. So what they do is they keep extending the student visa in order to stay in America. And that extending is pretty hard because it's very expensive. So you keep switching colleges, whichever college gives you a reasonable price. You keep switching and then trying to maintain it. So these are things that you must know before you come in on a student visa. Now, I as a lawyer don't find colleges for you, don't do any such thing. I'm a lawyer which universities hire to do their cases. International students, people hire me to give them advice on how to get a student visa, how to extend the student visa, how to get OPT status. So with me, I've seen so many things. happening in America that it became so imperative that I step in my own capacity. So I volunteered and helped the students. So one such incident happened when America set up an altogether fake university, and they wanted to rope in agents. They wanted to rope in people who are misusing the system. So there were a bunch of Indians. In fact, 90% of those people were Indians, and they have gone to jail for almost 20 years now, because what they were doing is they were faking, they were a part of this scam. So in order to catch them, the United States government set up an online university which showed that all the curriculums are there, everything is there. So the agents started contacting the students and started telling the students that you really don't have to attend any classes, you will be able to earn money, you will be able to do this and that, and they all got roped in. So the agents charged money from the students big time by giving them wrong advice, and the agents also did not know that the university and the people they're dealing with are fake altogether. So it was a plot set up by the FBI, and they got the agents, they got the students. The only bad feeling that I had was when the students suffered. Even though the students were roped in, I fought that America. Why I fought that case was because I felt that if somebody is hungry and in front of them you put food, and they have no choice but to grab that food and eat when they're so hungry. So this is like enticing somebody. So I filed, I wrote to the government and I fought the case in the court, where different parts of in America, these students were put in jail. So I felt that the wrong was also committed by the USA government by doing such a thing, by roping it. So you're pretending to be a university. I know that they went beyond their stuffs to tell you that you can do this, you can do that. But gullible Indian students do not know the laws, and they think that if a university is telling them something, it must be true. How do they know that the rules are there and you can't do this and you can't do that? But some of the things that they were saying in the interviews, and they recorded interviews with the students, was very categorically saying that you won't need to attend classes, you won't need to do this. So each and every student had taped recording, and that's how they put them. They put the charge on each student. Now, student, each of them were coming from a background in India, from somewhere where their parents had put together a lot of money after seeing and sending their young child abroad. So it was very horrific incident. So that was not the only incident I encountered, and nobody was willing to. Embassy of India did not have the resources. So we all think that Embassy of India will take care of us anywhere in the world, but Embassy of India does not have resources. They come to lawyers like us and ask us, and we are not non-profit. We also have to charge for our time. So they're not willing to pay. So I've never seen Embassy of India pay a single penny for fighting these cases. I go and do it just because I feel for my Indian community who does not know where to go. So I went beyond my capacity, my office, to help these people. Similarly, in California, there was another university where 2 agents were caught like this. So remember that whenever you're dealing with people, don't believe them blindly. You must find out whether these are real agents or not, these are real universities or not, before paying them money. Because these people issued I-20s, the green for the student visa, which looked exactly like a normal university. And when you went online, you found everything was just like any other real university. So you have to be really very, very diligent. And if you're going to be a student in America, you have to be very smart to be able to tell whether your agent is telling a lie or is he just giving you, a carrot before you and is just taking your money.
Yeah.
So those students lost their money also, and they were ended up in jail also. So this is what happened. So student visa is not such a simple way of going abroad as people think.
Right, agreed. So this is this has covered many questions, and I'm sure many students or many people who are listening to us right now have got their answers. There is one specific question from a very curious audience. His name is Sarthak Sen Gupta. He is asking, kindly guide us through the process of joining post-doctoral positions in US institutions and a feasible way to move ahead with the immigration process. So, yeah.
Okay, so whenever a person asks me a question, what is the way to go? I normally treat that person as an individual who wants to go for what. So is your real intention to go as a student or as a postdoctoral, or is your real intention to get card eventually and settle down in
We
America?
have Sarthak
That's
with
why I
us.
prefer.
Sarthak, you can ask.
Yeah.
That's why.
Actually, I want to do a postdoctorate in US because eventually I came to know about thanks to Madam for her honorable presence. Actually, if I want to work in US, then obviously a penultimate, affiliation should be there from a US-based institution. So this is yeah.
So
I want.
ultimately, you want to do a postdoc to be able to get a job in your university, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, in US or Canada, I mean, whichever is
You
feasible.
see that you're saying US, or many people don't understand US is completely different and Canada is completely different. People sometimes use it as a stepping stone to America.
I want to
So,
get into US, mainly United States.
yeah,
Yeah.
ultimately you want to come to the US. Now, it is always better to take a immigration consultation from a lawyer who's licensed in America. Like, for example, people take consultations in India. There is not a single lawyer I've seen in India who's licensed in America giving consultation. They're all agents. None of them have a license. None of them have ever really. And these agents, after giving cases, getting money from you, they come to me to find ways of going to America themselves because they want to run away after having fleeced the Indian community. And I don't think why Indian government is not doing anything about these agents who are not lawyers. Because when you are a lawyer, you are licensed by the board of the state which you represent. And if I give you some wrong advice or I run away with your money, my license can be taken away. So I am going to be very careful to give you wrong advice or not. So first of all, you are willing to pay lots of agents in India who are not even licensed a lot of money to get these things done. Whereas I have not seen anybody afford to pay $100, which is maybe 5 or 7,000 rupees, to an American lawyer who will give you right advice, who's able to reach you. So, if you want to really go, then best is to do a one-on-one consultation. It's like I have a website. You go there, sign up for a consultation, and I will have a heart-to-heart talk. What is your area of expertise? What kind of visa do you want? Whether postdoc is the right visa for you or not? Because you could come maybe straight on a green card. If you are already a postdoc, maybe you qualify for O1 visa and you really get sponsored right away. Maybe you can come on EB1 visa and get a green card. You don't need to study and pay international fees. So I would prefer to not tell you just an answer to your question. But I would take a one-on-one consultation on your particular case, and the cost is only $100 because it is tailored to your case and what is good for you. That will give you an idea of how to apply for a postdoc if required. But eventually, people who come on student visa, they get a work permit like an EAD, and on an EAD, you can actually set up a company in America on your own, and you can start sponsoring other people. I don't think many students know that. But I helped a lot of students in California who were from Stanford, Berkeley, the top universities, Columbia. I told them, I said, Rick, you are an EAD holder, you can do what you want. So they started their own companies when they were on student visa in the first year in America. And by the time they finished their student visa, they were already multi-millionaires. And I can name so many students, my clients who set up these companies and then lived in the United States. So, saying that each of you should take a consultation based on your specific specific situation, send me email. Go on my website, set up a consultation and ask. Because on webinars, you answer only general questions and no legal advice is given particularly. So it's best to know from your perspective. So that is where the student visa come. So let me explain how these student visas then, get converted into green cards. It's a long task. It takes a couple of years, about 4 or 5 years by the time you finish your education. Say if it's a master's, you will do 3 years. If it's a postdoc, maybe 2 years. If it is a master's in law, you will do only 1 year. Then you get an OPT. In an OPT, you get sponsored on an H1B. H1B is for 6 years. They'll get you if you get into the quota. If you don't get into the quota, you should try for outstanding visas. Try to EB1. Whether you can get sponsored for an O visa, or you can even do a straight extraordinary petition of your own. If you have done something in your country which you feel that you have done something very remarkably different, again, United States, you can just self-petition. And sitting there, you can even apply for a green card. So if you have got a claim, if you've been written about in the newspapers, and if you are an outstanding person, and you can satisfy the criteria laid down by the government, you can apply and even self-petition yourself. I think one of the participants of this seminar even asked me about asylum. So America has A to Z has so many kinds of visas. There's visas for athletes, there's a visa for cooks, there's visa for engineers. Engineers is the route of H1B, but there are business visas. So people who have doing business in India can come on a business visa and change it into setting up their own company and coming on L1 intra-company transfer. So some people who are doing business in India can set up another business in America also. So there are many routes available for you to settle down in United States, and you can study by the side. So you can study also and work also if you come on. But if you come on a student visa, you are very restricted to the university that you're in. And if you do not follow the rules of your university, you will be struck off the service record. The moment you're out of service record, you're out of status. So when you were asking me what is the biggest problems faced by people who have immigrated already to USA, this is the biggest problem. 90% of them are out of status in America because they're not attending class. And their money has run out, and they are trying to now work on gas stations, work in restaurants. All these students who have come, I find them as waiters in restaurants, and they're all working illegally, unfortunately, because they cannot follow the record, and they're not able to stay in the classes. And the classes each semester are very costly. So these are the questions you need to find out. How much money you have, how long will it last, because you will have to make it last for a couple of years in order to do those programs. And if you don't meet the lottery on H1B, you might have to stay another 3 additional years on the student visa. So this is how the United States government makes a lot of money out of students, because who keep on trying to keep their status alive. They keep on changing from one college to another college. So this is the reality, and it's very important the reality so that you can make an informed decision.
Very well said, Anuji. Well, we have versatile audience, and their question may vary from work visa to student visa and various other situations. Understanding the situation, and now since we are talking about universities, we have a professor with us, Dr. Ankur Kumar Rastogi, and he has a question for his students in Avantika University, Ujjain, Madhya Pradesh. So he's asking how to identify authentic institutes for the study in US. What documents should be checked to identify those?
For basic, you have to go and check the license records of the university. You can get all this information online. Now you have Google, you can really Google and text. Then you can call up a couple of ex-students of the university and ask them whether they graduated or not from the university. What are their credentials? What kind of degree they get when they finished? How was the international student division of the college? who is the person who's the legal advisor of the university, then you can talk to them. That lawyer, the legal advisor of the university, will have a bar license number. You can check whether he is licensed by going to that bar website. So each state has a bar association where lawyers are registered by their bar number. You can find that particular bar license number. Tomorrow, if he cheats you can file a complaint against him and that lawyer loses license. Unlike in India, where lawyers are literally gods and you can't do anything about them, in America you are stronger than the lawyer, because once you complain about them, their bar license lost. So lawyers are very, very ethical in America. That's why lawyers in America are very, very respected, because they first of all, in order to bar in America, you must have seen movies. It takes seven attempts to bar. Whereas in India, it's like you can just do a LLB from any university, then you're a lawyer. The moment you finish the law, and not in America. You finish your law here in America. After that, it's 90% of the lawyers don't become lawyers, licensed lawyers here. They don't have a license because they don't pass the bar exam. So bar exam is a nightmare in America. In order to pass the bar exam, you have to continue your ethics education, which is every year you have hours of continued legal education, and you have to follow ethics and rules. And so therefore, they will be trusted. So I would suggest again for the university, if something is coming up, you can confirm with the lawyer. You can pay $100 consultation and tell the lawyer, I'm planning to apply to this university. Can you tell me whether this is authentic or what can I do? Just like you're asking me now, I'm telling you that contact the International Students Division of that university, tell them to give you the correct people, talk to them and ask them, do you have a lawyer of the university? Then I like to speak to the lawyer because they need your money, so they will give you all this information. Once you get all that information, then go and find out whether that lawyer's name is on the bar or not. He's genuine. They cannot lie on the bar license. So whatever anybody can do, they will not tell me. Like I am licensed in Washington State. You will find the bar number on the state website, and you will see how long I'm licensed. Who am I? So if I tell you a lie, you can go to that bar association and continue. So this is how, things are regulated in America. I have noticed in India, even there is a bar, but the bar also does not do anything. It's also governed by a lot of politicians and people, and there is a lot of selfish interests. So that's why we are, and our ethics is down to a total bottom low. The government has done nothing about unscrupulous agents who are sending people abroad. After all these students were in jail, still, I don't think Indian government has done anything to stop these unauthorized agents from. So I see numerous agents in Punjab. I see numerous agents around Bombay. I see so many agents making tons of money in India, but there is nobody who's checking them. So therefore, at least informed students don't fall for these traps. Contact lawyers directly in America. There are so many. I mean, I am one of those Indian lawyers who's also licensed in India, Supreme Court and USA. But you can find American lawyers who are here, totally white guys who have never been to India. You can consult them, or you can consult an Indian American lawyer. So best is to be informed about your own case, and always before you go, make all this inquiry. Don't pay money, because you may not be even granted a visa by the embassy even after paying student fees to any university. So you see, in India, embassy is closed for visitor visas, but it is open for student visas. Why? Because universities want to make money from student visas, so they want to invite you. So they are throwing a carrot before you. They want you to come. So it's not that you want to only go, they also need your money. Once you pay it, then be careful before going. And I've seen most student visas are granted. Mostly student visas are granted because they want your money. So think of it like that. That is worth it giving it, and you have to be going through an audit task. What is your ultimate objective? What do you want to go for? What is your career guidance you need? and accordingly decide. Because I'm sure people are not going to study forever. They want to go there, marry, have a family, or they're married, they want to take their children out eventually, or they want to work. So it's everybody has a ultimate goal in mind. So discuss your ultimate goal with the lawyer before you go. And you can reach good lawyers, read their reviews online, and contact them. And it's $100 consultation, 5,000, 7,000 rupees. You can afford each of you day when you can pay taxes, when you can travel and live in America. In India, the consultation is considered, they must always get it free, which is not good. Because free, you never get personal attention. You'll get general answers. General answers may not apply.
Well, you can
Anything
find
I
out
say
general
on
answers on internet as well, right? Your specific problems are solved by specialized person, right?
Yeah. Thanks, ma'am, for your valuable inputs. Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
So, is there anyone else who have questions?
There was a question about it. I don't know who that was.
Okay, he was the professor,
But-
Dr. Ankur Kumar Rastogi. Hi, sir. You can
Yeah. Hi. Hi.
talk.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am. Yes. Because lots of students are just facing this kind of problem which you have narrated here. A lot of fake agents are available in India. So that's why the authenticity we have to just see in care. So that's why I've asked this question on behalf of my institutes. So students of my institution. So thanks, ma'am, for your valuable inputs. Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
All get a licensed lawyer in America. Don't
Right.
be agent.
Right, ma'am. Thanks.
So there's one more student who is asking some, internal question related to our country, and that's related to visa interview.
Ayushi, you are not on mute, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, okay, we have a student, Vinod, who is asking the question, how to tackle and crack visa interviews.
Yes, visa interview is the most vital, because once you've already got the student visa, they want to, as I explained, ask you about your ties to India. So your most important thing they want to know is whether you will come back or not. They will ask questions around that. What will you do after your study over? So if you answer correctly to that question, and if you say look for a job there, then they know that you are going there only to live there. So you have to say that I will come back to India. Whether you have any other idea or intention, you can go and change your mind over there. That is up to you. But at the time of the visa interview, you say something like you will stay there, or you will look for a job there. They will ask you questions about that. So from the very beginning, you have to say that you are staying there, going to study and come back and benefit the Indian government. Whereas, as I told you, 90% of the students, nobody comes back because they find their way to the green card eventually. But until you go there, while you're on student visa, your intention has to be to come back. This is the basic thing that they want to find out from you. Secondly, do you have money to support yourself when you're in America? So you must have funds in your account which are equivalent to whatever program that you're going to do. So if they find that your money is, you are just don't have money, and you are going to start going there and looking for a job, then they are not going to grant you that
You have to
visa.
justify yourself, right?
You have to justify your money, your economic status. They don't want you to be dependent on the country's economy there.
Right.
So many people come to America, then file an asylum case. I was beaten by BJP, I was beaten by Congress, and then they don't go back. So they convert from student into asylum also here. So a lot of people do that. But what happens later, you can file in America, he will guide you, or you will tell them what happened really, and you can do all those things dependent on whether you qualify or you don't. But when you are at the interview stage, you can't disclose everything that is in your mind. Whether you have it long term or not, you're supposed to be truthful to the embassy while getting a visa.
Well, since everyone has joined, and I can see people are asking questions back to back. The intention of this webinar was to address your basic generic questions, not specific questions, because we don't have time to address everyone's question. I'm really thankful to Anuji for sparing her time for us and making us understand the importance of a lawyer and a consultancy who can help you to solve your specific problems. So before making a decision to go abroad, you have to be very clear in your mind, like Sarthak ji has asked and many other has asked, that you can go to Canada, US, but you have to be very specific where you want to go, what you want to pursue, and what is your future look like. Because this is the question that you are going to answer in your visa interviews, your statement of purpose, and many other things. So I would request everyone, if they have any other question, or we can wrap up the session. Okay?
You can email. You can, if follow-up question or any of your friends need advice, send me an email and I'll be happy to help you.
Yes, and one more thing, you can go to her website. You can just drop a message, mail, whatever is comfortable to you, and ask questions. Our team will get back to you. She will reach out to you personally, and then we can take this forward. So we have one question from Mohsin Raza. I would like to know that what is a suitable age to get a visa for research fellow? Is there any age limitation?
No, there's no age limitation.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
There are so many categories under which you can come. See, there are 3 kinds of visas you can come. You can come on a J1 visa. You can come on an F1 visa. You can come on an M1 visa. So these are those non-immigrant. These are called non-immigrant, meaning people do not have the intent to immigrate. They intend to finish their program and come back to India.
And if you are
So
unaware of the visa and the other information, you can go to her website. Authentic information from you will get all the information from her website. So it's authentic, true, and to the best of our knowledge. So you don't have to worry. You don't have to go to other blogs or any other pages. We have shared the website and the email ID in the chat. Is there any other question? Just a last probing that I'm doing here. Is there any other question? Otherwise, I would request ANU PESHAWARIA ji to give a vote of thanks and let us know how we can move ahead and how we can save ourselves from this bad decision making and getting trapped in fake colleges.
If you think of any question later on and you don't understand something from the site, send me an email.
Okay. So I don't think there is any other question from any of our audience. It's pretty clear. You have given a detailed answer and we are really thankful to you and for your time. Thank you everyone for joining. We have your email IDs with us. If it will be great if you can share it in the chat right now so that we can send you the participation certificate, and I'll wrap up the meeting here. Thank you everyone for your interest, your curiosity.
If students want to ask questions, then you can even arrange a webinar from your college and I'm willing to help you out there.
Oh, see, we have an offer again from her. That's wonderful.
Definitely, ma'am. Definitely. Thanks.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night. And if you are in US, and have a great day ahead. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thanks.